Hey Wargamers, today I have a battle report for you, 1650 points of Tau versus Necrons, two new codices going head to head, trying to figure out who is the better of the two. Now if you're a long-time viewer of the channel, you probably notice I'm not in my normal spot, and I will have a video tomorrow discussing why that is. But for now, just a short form battle report. You'll notice that things get a little brief at the end of the battle report. That's just because we're running out of time, but I will give you the full lowdown after the actual battle report, and we'll go over about what things worked, what things didn't, everything like that. Alright, so let's start. Alright, so on the Tau side we have the Vara, we have one of the Riptides, the Cold Star Commander, the Borkan detachment of Fire Warriors and Fire Blades, one unit of Shield Drones, the Viora Law detachment of Fire Warriors and their Fire Blade, and then the other Riptide with Shield Drones in Deep Strike Reserve. For Necrons, starting over here, we have our Warrior Blob, the HQ choices, the Ghost Arc, a unit of Immortals hiding out underneath them. They're there, they're hiding, right? Bam. We have unit of Race with the Transcendent Catan, the Triarch Praetorians, another unit of Immortals, and then two units of Tomb Blades. Alright, Necrons Turn One. He selected Securing Objective 2 and Linebreaker for his Maelstrom objectives. For movement, he moved these guys all up here. The Warrior Blob with the, is it a Lord or Overlord? Overlord. Overlord did his magic Deep Strike thing, so they picked up here and Deep Struck over here, putting some pressure up over this way. The Praetorians and the Cryptek, which were over here, scooted up this way, advancing, and then everything over here basically moved up that way. Alright, shooting phase starting over here. Pretty much everything over here shot into the Fire Warriors, cleaned them out. On this side, this unit of Tomb Blades shot into the Fire Warriors?
Yes. Or no, the Tomb Blades shot the stealth suits,
yeah.
The Immortals shot the Fire Warriors.
Tomb Blade shot into the stealth suits, took one wound off of one guy, and then the Immortal shot into the Fire Warriors and took out one guy there. Alright, on to Tau Turn 1. I selected kill 2 units and switched those out to kill 4 units. That's 4 for 3 points. I think I can do it. Basically, Vivara moved up here, did some shuffling of Fire Warriors here to try to get some more rapid fire range using Borkan trait on the units up there. This Riptide moved up over this way. This guy ran away. The Cold Star Commander came in over here, and then drones Deep Struck on top of him. And that's Tau movement. On to shooting. Alright, Tau shooting phase did not go as I had hoped. Basically, the Vara took out this unit of Tomb Blades and then whiffed on doing anything to these Wraiths. The Cold Star whiffed on doing anything to the Catan and whiffed on doing anything to the Ghost Arc. Only got one Fusion Blaster through, rolled a 6, and of course, that works out really well for Quantum Shielding, although he did have to spend a command point to not match my 6. Over here, the Riptide basically focused everything on this unit of Necron Warriors. That was the last thing I shot, and basically made the decision that I wasn't going to get 4 units, so I might as well try to do as much damage as possible. And then the Fire Warriors over here tried to take out this last Praetorian, but were unable to do so. The Stealth Suits shot over at this unit here, took one of them out, and then this Riptide over here did most of the damage to this Praetorian squad. So, did some significant damage, but not enough to get my objectives. Moving on to Necrons Turn 2. Alright, movement for the Necrons. He selected kill a unit and have more objectives than I do. Basically with reanimation protocols, he got 11 warriors back. Make me feel real bad about shooting those guys. He got 4 of the Praetorians back. Also making some serious regret about target priority there. But basically everybody that was in this building, the Catan and the Race moved out. The Praetorians moved over here, positioning themselves for the commander. Everybody over here moved this way. And then, using the powers of Catan, he used Transdimensional Thunderbolt, picked out a unit of Fire Warriors. The initial strike was not successful, but he was able to land D3 mortal wounds on a couple different units back here, just taking out one shield drone, basically. So, moving on to Necron shooting. All right, Necron shooting and assault. Basically, took out one stealth suit over there and finished off the Cadre Fireblade. Over here, assaulting against the commander. He overwatched valiantly, but didn't make anything happen. The Catan attacked him. He shucked everything over to the one remaining shield drone that he had. All other drones were killed by the Ghost Ark. Then he shucked all the Catan attacks over to the drone. Survived the Catan, surprisingly. Survived the Praetorians with one wound left, and then just barely died to the Wraiths. So after that, I used Failsafe Detonator and did one mortal wound to the Praetorians and to the Wraiths. Moving on to Tau Turn 2. Alright, Tau movement. These guys shuffled around here to get within rapid fire range of the warriors. This Riptide moved over here. The Ivara moved up over here. And this guy's hanging out, I guess. Yeah, he's staying back there. Everybody Nova charged. And my objectives are hold objective 3 and kill something. Okay, Tau shooting. This unit here focused into here, brought them down to just a few guys. The Riptide finished them off with help of a few marker lights. The Riptide took out, what did he take out? Oh, he threw a bunch of shots into this, brought it down to 8 wounds. And his smart missile systems took out one of the Praetorians over here. The Ivara used its flamer on the Race, wiped them out, and the ion discharge cannon on the Tomb Blades that were hiding back there, wiped them out as well. So now we are moving on to Necrons Turn 3. Alright, Necron Turn 3. Everybody moved over here. These guys consolidated over here. All these guys shot and took out one Fire Warrior unit. These Immortals shot the Ivara and did nothing. On to Tau Turn 3. Alright, Tau Turn 3 basically positioned over here. The two Riptides took out the screen for the Catan. I thought I was close enough to the Catan to target him with a few guys remaining. I wasn't, so the Ivara had to flamer a few Immortals there. Catan's still sitting pretty. The rest of the guys over here shot at the Ghost Ark, stripped it of a few more wounds. The two stealth suits took a couple wounds off of the Cryptek, but that is it. Alright, Necrons Turn 4. The Ghost Ark and the Mortals took out 4 of these 5 Fire Warriors. Let's just see. Hey, they pass. They rolled a 6. Thank you, Bonding Knife. And then the Cryptek charged the stealth suits, and that's about it. Oh, and the Catan ran away. Oh yeah, and he did 6 mortal wounds to the Ivara. So that's good for the Ivara, right? Alright, Tau Turn 4. We're going to have to call it here for time. But the Ivara took out the Catan. This guy over here took out the Ghost Ark. And then, again, due to some poor positioning, I had weird target priority here where he had to take out the unit of Immortals there. They tried to kill the Cryptek, and then everybody else had to go and finally kill the Cryptek before I could start shooting at the Overlord. But I didn't kill the Cryptek until my very last unit, so nobody got to touch him. So that's game. Alright, so yeah, if you're curious, both lists are in the description below. But you know, we ran out of time. The writing was kind of on the wall there, but depending on how you actually frame the game, a different person won. So we were running long. If we were in the actual tournament setting, my opponent would have won, just because we would have run out of time, and he was killing me on Maelstrom objectives, so he had that hand over fist in terms of Maelstrom, and so if we would have ran out of time, he would have won. If we would have played to the conclusion, I would have won because I would have tabled and gotten full points that way. So either way, if you're a Necron fan, you have that going for you. There's a really strong early game presence, and he was able to get more objective points because of that. But in the late game, I was able to wither him down and would have tabled him had we gone just one more turn. There's only the one guy left, so like I said, the writing was on the wall. But yeah, so tournament setting, he would have won. Full game, I would have won. So what worked, what didn't? Well, what didn't work was not targeting a single unit at the time. I was overzealous and thinking that I could take out 4 units at the beginning of the game, and that cost me, that not only messed up my rest of my game in terms of my target priority, but it also didn't give me any points. So I screwed up there. I should have gone for a more conservative approach, and I also should have just focused on a couple different units, because with Necrons, due to reanimation protocols, you need to take out the whole unit, and that slipped my mind at the beginning of the game, and so I was leaving units partially decayed, and reanimation protocols brought them pretty much back up to full strength. So that was a reminder to me of how important reanimation protocols are, and so you really do need to be a completionist with Necrons. There's no kill like overkill, they say. So that's kind of the takeaway from that. Of course, Riptides did awesome. Ivara did awesome. I was planning on doing the escape thrust deep strike trick with the Ivara because he's Borkan, but I didn't need to because the enemy came to me. So that was nice. In rewatching the battle report, I realized that the shield drones that I put with the commander should not have been able to go that close, so that that kind of colors that outcome a little bit. But really, the commander didn't do anything, and the shield drones died anyway. So everybody died, and it's kind of a moot point. But yeah, I did want to recognize that I did make that mistake. The commander, I should have shot everything I had at the Catan instead of trying to split fire with that, so I missed an opportunity there as well. And the positioning on the Vior Law Fire Warriors could have been better. I'm not sure exactly where I should have put them, if I should have put them more with the other Riptide or more with the Borkan unit, but either way, I obviously didn't get a lot of use out of them. But if that's the price I pay, if I have to sacrifice them in order to table the opposing army, that's a fair trade in my opinion. So either way, but yeah, I think for the most part the army worked pretty darn well. Riptides were robust. Ivara was robust. The Fire Warriors, especially with that Borkan extra 3 inches to the rapid fire, made a big difference. So I liked all of that. And from the Necron side, yeah, the reanimation protocols on that 19-man warrior blob was not anything to mess with, and especially them deep striking made things difficult for me. I was unimpressed with the durability of the Wraiths and the Tomb Blades. Both of them were not as durable as I thought they would be, and I think that's a major weakness for them, especially with the prevalence in the Tau army with 2 and 3 damage weapons. That they're not that great. The Praetorians were durable. They didn't get their points back this game though. So yeah, I really do. I think that the things that stood out to me as being dangerous, the Warriors and the Ghost Arc and the characters. The Catan was incredibly damaging. Having that transdimensional Thunderbolt was pretty crazy. So that stuff worked really well for my opponent as well. So overall, a really fun game. I had a blast. I really hope that I get to play more with my opponent because it was a fun time, and two cool armies. If you didn't notice, his Necrons were painted wonderfully. He has really nice looking armies. So I really hope to showcase that more on the channel as we move forward. All right, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and of course, happy wargaming. Hey everyone, this video was made possible by my supporters over on Patreon. If you like this video, consider heading on over to Patreon and joining our community there. Special thanks to NoExcusesPanda, Jordan, Paul Leuders, Giovanni DiMaggio, TauOswell, Deverson, Jared Egeler, Nick Steele, Max Harrison, and Youhei Penguin.